All right, everybody, buckle up because we're diving straight into another wild day inside the courtroom. I'm breaking down every move, every reaction, and every decision the judge makes so you can see exactly how justice plays out in real time. Let's get into it.
Good morning, Miss Orange. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 24, 2025, the officer conducted a motor vehicle check on the defendant's vehicle while traveling on the 7500 block of West 1960 Road in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the registration to be expired as of January 2024 and no valid financial responsibility on the vehicle. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle. The officer conducted a person check on the defendant and saw her driver's license was suspended as of February 1st, 2024, and she was identified with a Texas ID.
All right, Miss Orange, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance. But if I find that you drive, it's going to go really, really wrong between us. Do you understand? I'm going to have you sign an affidavit. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care if there's a burning building with 50 kittens that need to be saved. Do not drive. Do you understand? Deputy, do you mind getting this, sir, please? I'm giving you now the number to the driver's license division to DPS. This is the number that you need to call to figure out what you need to do to get your license back. When you call them, call at 7 in the morning. Do not call at 8:01. Do not call at 9:50, 1:03. You'll never get through because the lines are so jam-packed. You need to call the minute the phone lines open up, which is at 7 in the morning. They can tell you what you need to do to get your license back. If you get it back and you show me that you also have insurance, I will take this restriction off of you. Trust me, do not drive. Do you understand? Yes. You need a lawyer to represent you in this case. Would you like me to give you a court-appointed lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. I will give you one. I need you to fill out an application for me. I'm going to have you swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I'll get you to Victoria, sign and reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box where we'll find your lawyer. Okay? Please.
One final was the current public page.
All right, Judge, next is page 17, Patterson.
Hey, guys, can you take him in back so you can go to the restroom, please?
Breakfast, like, I'm
You are Miss Patterson? Yes. And you are charged with criminal trespass of a habitation or shelter. As such, it's kicked up to a Class A misdemeanor. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 24th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to an apartment regarding a family disturbance. The officer made contact with the complainant, and the complainant was in a former dating relationship with the defendant and stated the defendant had been banging on the door of her apartment since January 23rd, 2025. The defendant had not made any threats or said anything besides banging on the front door. The officer observed the defendant moving around the rear seats of the complainant's motor vehicle, and the complainant approached the vehicle and claimed ownership and identified the defendant as the person inside. The complainant stated she recently got the vehicle, had not let the defendant borrow the vehicle or use it in any manner. The complainant also stated she secured all the seats, and the defendant stated the motor vehicle was already unlocked and the officer did not observe any signs of forced entry. So in this case, the trespasses of the vehicle. And that is how the information is split as well, Your Honor.
I don't know if that counts as a habitation,
And Your,
shelter, super fund,
Your Honor,
car.
as the information reflects, the charge is just criminal trespass with the vehicle being alleged to be the trespass. There's no mention of a
I
habitation.
get it, but you picked it up. Like if it was a class B, okay. But in this case, the intake made it a class A by saying it's, typically this enhancement is reserved for a structure, right? Like a house, an apartment, a shelter. I don't know if a car counts. Let's look it up. Yep, it includes vehicle. Habitation means a structure or a vehicle that is adapted for the overnight accommodation of persons and includes A, each separately secured or occupied portion of the structure or vehicle, and each structure appertaining to or connected with the structure or vehicle. Vehicle includes any device in, on, or by which any person or property is or may be propelled, moved, or drawn in the normal course of commerce or transportation, except such devices as are classified as habitation. Okay, all right. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to go where they live. Do you understand? The complaining witness in this case.
That's where I live. And they here today.
This, I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today.
Okay,
And we'll have you guys work out the kinks. The only thing I want is I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case, no weapons, and not to go where they live or where they work. Do you understand? Unless I know that they want to have contact with you. So we're going to find out. Have you done a RIP?
No, Your Honor, we haven't had a chance to. We can reach out now, see.
So we're going to need a little bit of time.
she's
She's
here.
here, Your Honor.
So let's do this. Let me appoint you a lawyer now.
Okay,
She's back there in the head.
Okay.
We'll have you guys talk, but for the meantime, I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Okay? Please,
Judge, did you say so?
please. And then, so you saw who that is?
Yes, Judge.
It's the CW, William.
All right, Judge.
Hold on. Do you have an arraignment? We're doing arraignments. Let me just blow through these first and then,
All right, Judge, page 18, Kenya, come on up.
hey, is this a second? Can,
The first one dismissed with PTI.
Ms. Pena, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 24th, 2025, the officer observed the defendant's vehicle in front, following a vehicle very closely at the 2800 block of Center Street in Harris County, Texas. An NCIC search showed an unconfirmed insurance status with no match found within the last 45 days. The traffic stop was then conducted, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and the officer observed red bloodshot eyes, strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated she got off work, smoked marijuana, and went to a local bar where she had one beer. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant stated her level of intoxication would rank 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, and the defendant was read the DIC, and she consented to breath. The results were 0.053 and 0.056. The defendant then refused a DRE evaluation, and a consensual blood draw was completed.
Okay. So how many other DWIs does she have?
It was just one prior in 2022, Your Honor.
NCIC?
I ran it, Your Honor. This only the one prior.
The other PCS that was right afterwards, right? Oh, so they were both, okay.
They were both dismissed, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Oh, have you run her license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming anything, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand? Do you need a lawyer today, ma'am? Okay, I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it and see whether you qualify, and I'll appoint you a lawyer today. If you don't have a license, don't drive. If you don't have insurance, don't drive. Above all else, don't consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You understand? Okay, please.
Judge, when you get the chance, can you send that transfer order to court too?
All right, Judge, I have 2 Spanish arraignments. Go ahead and send it to you. The first one is page 8, Hernandez, Octaviano.
You are Octaviano Hernandez.
Octaviano Hernandez.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And you're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir. On January 24th, 2025, the officer was patrolling the 5900 block of Glenmont and observed the defendant's vehicle. The officer ran the license plate through NCIC and observed the registration to be expired as of May 2024. A traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, red eyes, slurred speech, and poor balance. The defendant admitted to drinking 5 12-ounce cans of Budweiser beer, but then changed it to 2 cans. The defendant stated he started drinking at a friend's house, stopped drinking just now. Standard field sobriety tests were administered, HGN 4 out of 6, and during the HGN, the defendant continued to move his head and refused to follow directions. The officer found 3 out of 4 clues on the one-leg stand, and the walk and turn was refused after 2 out of 8 clues were found. The defendant was read to DIC and refused breath. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
IDWIs,
No, Your Honor.
license.
No license on file.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's enough probable cause to go forward with the case. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and prescribed controlled medication. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, Mr. Hernandez, you are also not allowed to drive. You will be signing a promise with me today that you are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I'm going to put you in jail. If you are not in this country with permission and you go to jail for anything more than 4 hours, it's very possible that immigration puts a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration. This is the only warning that you're going to get from me. Take it what you will. Every single day, I see dozens of persons in the jail with an immigration detainer. Do not make this mistake. Do you have a lawyer today?
No.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Personal. A personal one, I would like to get one.
You're going to go hire a lawyer?
¿Te va a contratar un abogado? Tiene que contestar a vos.
¿Qué quieres hacer? Tú puedes contratar a un abogado o puedes aplicar por uno.
I'd like to hire one. I want to hire one.
Okay, we will give you time.
Le damos
I'm
tiempo.
going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive.
Claro que usted no va a manejar.
After that, I will get you,
Eso.
after that, I will get you to Fatima, who will explain to you your bond conditions. And after that, you're free to go.
Y entonces de
Do
ahí
not consume alcohol. Do not drive.
no maneje.
Okay? THA.
Okay. All right, Judge, the next one is page 17, Oriana.
Aquí, señor, yo soy su intérprete. Por
Good
favor,
morning,
conteste.
Mr. Orellana.
Buenos
Good morning.
buenos días.
Good morning.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Para un abogado,
Yeah,
uno-
good. On January 25th,
el
2025,
25 de enero del 2025,
the officer arrived on scene and made contact with another officer who had been en route to a burglary and observed the defendant's vehicle traveling in the middle of a two-way road. That officer had pulled over to the right as far as possible, slowed down, and the defendant still struck the patrol vehicle on the front left side. The officer stated that the motor vehicle continued to drive, turned into an apartment complex, and the officer pulled up behind the vehicle as it was waiting for the gate to open. The defendant exited the vehicle, and the officer made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he did not know who he had struck, and the officer observed red glossy eyes, slurred speech, a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN, 6 out of 6, walk and turn, 5 out of 8, one leg stand, 2 out of 4. The defendant read the DIC and considered a breath. The results were .141 and .145.
Mr. Oriana, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds for you.
And there's no license on file, Your Honor.
Prior to the honest.
No prior, Your Honor.
Okay. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, Mr. Oriana, you are not allowed to drive. You will be signing a promise with me today. I hope you take this seriously. This is the only warning that you will get. I don't know what your immigration status in this country is, but if you're not in this country with permission, and you go to jail for any kind of any kind of period of time, it's very possible that immigration finds you, puts a detainer on you, and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration. Do you understand? Do not drive, do not consume alcohol or illegal drugs. Otherwise, it's not going to end well for
No
you.
le va a ir bien a usted.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Tell me, did you want to apply for a court appointed?
¿Quiere solicitar un abogado de planta?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, I will give you an
Le voy a dar
application.
una aplicación.
I will take a look at it,
Entonces la
see
miro.
whether you
A
qualify
ver si
for,
usted
I'm
cualifica para un abogado.
gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I will get you to Victoria where you will sign a reset. You will then get with Fatima for your bond conditions, and after that, we'll have you take your seat in the jury box, sir.
All right,
Please.
Judge Fleisher. All right, Judge, next is page 1. Alfaro, come on up.
Tony, we need him to, the affidavit, please. Hey, did you guys file the conditions on Rodriguez so that we can get Nathaniel out? And which one did they file it on? They filed it on the wrong one, you said?
They didn't include reckless driving and then street takeovers. It just included,
I see it. Okay, Joel Rodriguez, come up. Okay, we'll have you sign the conditions and then after that, you're free to go.
You sign your conditions.
What is your last name, sir?
Alfaro?
Page 1.
Okay, you are Ricardo Alfaro. Mr. Alfaro, you are charged with harassing communication. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On August 26, 2022, the officer was dispatched to a harassment call and met with the complainant, who explained she had broken up with the defendant on August 20th after dating 2.5 years. The defendant came to the complainant's parents' home early in the morning of August 21st and began knocking on the door and refused to leave. The defendant got into an altercation with the complainant's brother, and the complainant then went to work where she received phone calls and text messages. The complainant responded in text asking for the defendant to stop contacting her, and over the next 2 days, the defendant continued to text the complainant asking to just talk. On August 24th, the complainant went to the defendant's apartment to retrieve her belongings, and upon returning to her parents' house, the complainant observed the defendant circle the area. On August 25th, the complainant's father observed the defendant parked down the street in the vehicle. 5 p.m. that day, the complainant's friend observed the defendant had been driving past the complainant's apartment, and the complainant observed the defendant driving around her parents' neighborhood and parked outside for a while before leaving. The defendant then attempted to contact the complainant by phone and text messages, as well as driving to the complainant's place of work and contacted the complainant's work asking to speak with the complainant. The complainant stated she has received 50 calls and approximately 100 text messages, as well as 15 to 20 calls from some unknown number.
So far, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward into your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand? I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what color you are. If I find that you try to have any kind of contact, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? How old are you, sir?
25.
Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir? Okay. Can you file the conditions, no contact and no weapons, please? I'm going to give you an application now. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm going to find your lawyer. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? Okay, please.
Just like, go ahead and sign for your reset. All right, Judge, the next is page 21, Sims.
Hey, Your Honor, briefly for Patterson, the complainant told the will that she will not talk to him until there's an attorney for Ms. Patterson. So we can't complete the RIP until there's an attorney.
Did you get a lawyer for Ms. Patterson?
No, not yet, Judge.
Don't worry, we'll work it out.
This is 21, Sims is the last name.
Colby Sims, come up. Oh. Good morning, Mr. Sims. Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do a probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 24th, 2025, the officer responded to a minor accident at the 8700 block of Fairbanks North in Houston, Texas, Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, who stated he was driving his vehicle, was at an intersection, and the defendant was blowing his horn at him to turn, and the complainant could not make a right turn due to the truck being in front of him. The complainant stated once he did turn right on the Fairbanks, he began to drive north in the first lane of traffic, and the defendant drove in the second lane. The defendant began to weave in and out of the lane in an attempt to make the complainant collide with the defendant's vehicle. The complainant stated the defendant made an unsafe lane change, causing him to rear-end the defendant. The defendant began to drive north on Fairbanks Road, brake checked the complainant again, causing him to collide with the defendant's vehicle. The complainant stopped his vehicle, exited, and the defendant did the same, and both began to verbally argue. The defendant accused the complainant of rear-ending his vehicle, and the officer made contact with the defendant, who stated he was driving north when the complainant collided with his vehicle. The defendant stated he noticed the complainant's odd behavior in the rearview mirror when he was struck the second time and had to brake due to heavy traffic. The complainant told the officer that traffic was light, and a witness stated he observed the defendant's vehicle continuously weaving in and out of the complainant's lane while brake checking the complainant.
You said odd behavior.
And that's
kind of allegation of alcohol or dope?
no, Your Honor. And that was the statement the defendant made to the officer, that he observed the complainant have odd behavior.
Oh, I see.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sims, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You were on bond for a very serious felony case of evading a motor vehicle, and now you've picked up a reckless driving. I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't give a rat's behind what is going on in this life. If I find that you drive, because I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol and kind of illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. How, sir?
I'm turning 19 next month.
I will appoint you a lawyer today. I'm telling you now, if I find that you drive, and I don't care what the reason is, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you mind reaching out to the max, appointing a lawyer, please? I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I'm gonna get you to Victoria Center, reset, then you'll get with Fatima for your bond conditions, and then I'll have you take a seat while we find you a lawyer.
All right, Judge, next is page 21. Smith, come on up.
Jane Wilson, just also confirm that you want to go ahead and one driver's license, you know, what sort of case.
You say Smith?
Smith, Judge, was this what's here?
No, appoint. Come up, ma'am. Right up. You're Miss Tamika Smith?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with, terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 24th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance with a weapon call at an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. The call slip advised a black female in a red wig possibly had a firearm. The officer observed the defendant matching the description, and the officer made contact with the complainant, who stated she lives in an apartment across from the defendant. The defendant and she had several verbal arguments in the past, and that morning they also had an argument. The defendant began yelling and screaming at the complainant from a parking lot in front of the apartment, and the defendant told the complainant, "I'm going to shoot you, bitch." And the complainant stated the defendant further made threats to shoot the home along with the kids inside after the complainant retreated inside the residence. The complainant was in fear for serious bodily injury or death, and the complainant provided security camera footage where a female voice was heard yelling, "I'll shoot your home and your kids too."
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Yes, sir.
Ordering you not to have contact with this person.
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to have any possession of any weapons as well.
Yes, sir.
If I find that you violate these conditions, I only have one place. I'm going to revoke your bond.
Understood. Yes, sir.
Would you like a lawyer today, ma'am?
Yes, please.
I'll appoint a lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in your box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, please.
Right this way.
So can you file no contact, no weapons?
Yes, Judge.
This
Um,
one, Judge?
Who's Mr. McCardle?
Right there.
Did you know if your lawyer's coming here today?
They said you were meeting here.
Okay, all right. Coming up, Mr.
Judge.
Davis. Yes, sir.
Judge, this is Mr. Christopher Martinez. I was appointed to represent him on his first case for terrorist threat. It looks like he's picked up another case, Judge.
Really?
Yes. That's all. Family member.
You now stand charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship, and on January 25th, 2025, the officer was dispatched to an assault. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who stated that he and the defendant are dating and that they had recently gotten into an argument earlier that day. The complainant stated that he had thrown some nicotine cartridges on the floor, and that the defendant and him got into a physical altercation but separated. The complainant then made food and brought the defendant a plate of food, but the defendant used it to strike the complainant in the face, causing a laceration above his eye. The complainant then stated that he began to fight back.
Same complaining witness in the terroristic threat.
No, sir, Your Honor, it's not.
No, Your Honor. It does appear that the complaining witness in the recent assault was a witness to the previous terroristic threat, but I'm still not sure of the involvement so far.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I ask you one thing. I ask you not to pick up any new cases. You have done, because You have done this now. I'm going to revoke your bond on your first case, and I'm going to put you in jail right now. Goes with you, officer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. 5,001. Yeah. And tell me, did he get a PR bond on this small case?
Was this on?
Martinez.
And that wraps up this hearing. If you're into real courtroom moments, smart legal breakdowns, and raw reactions, make sure you tap like and subscribe. I've got plenty more coming. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.